Hey guys, it's Irene's Braids and I am back with another video. So today's video will be a very detailed video on how to start a large box braid, but then also on how to part out these wonderful triangle parts and how to knot all of your braids so that way you can put perm rods on the ends to have them curled. But before we get started, let's get into the products and tools that we'll be using today. So I did take the liberty to number out how many rows I did. I know a lot of you guys like to ask how many rows, how many braids per row. And as I state in all of my videos, it just determines on what your client's head size is. So I can't really say how many you should do, but I will give you a very detailed pinpoint on how many I did in this particular video, and hopefully that will help you. So for our first row, we did 3 braids in our first row. So this is row 1, and we did 3 braids across the back. Now, this back clip, I am slowing it down because I noticed that in another video I posted, a lot of the comments were saying that I didn't show you guys verbatim exactly how to start the large box braids, and they felt like it wasn't detailed enough. So I wanted to redo this video over, and hopefully this will better help you understand how to do a large box braid. And I did take the liberty to slow it down in the detailed areas that I felt would be useful for you. So before you start any box braid, you want to make sure you're getting the same consistency for both 2 pieces of hair, determining to the size of the braid that you would like. So we're going for a large box braid. So our braid thickness is going to be a little bit more thicker than a normal medium or small braid would be. So once we get the hair to the size that we want, we're going to cross them over like so and create 3 legs, as you see here. So once you make a cross to cross them over, you'll have 3 legs, and then you want to even it out. Make sure that the tips are consistent, so that way that ombre effect, once you're done braiding, will finish off in that nice 1B30 ombre effect. So as you see here, now that I have my braids in the 3 legs, I'm going to push my right index finger through, and I'm going to hold on to that middle piece of Expressions braiding here, because that middle piece, as you see here, I'll be using that piece of braiding hair to attach to her natural hair for gripping purposes. You see that? So now that I have it clamped in between my index and thumb finger, I am going to split her natural hair into 2. And I'm going to start by grabbing the top piece first. And as I grab that, I'm going to hold on to it to start my braid. Now I'm grabbing the second piece of her natural hair, and I'm placing it in between my index and thumb finger as I pull down that top extension braiding hair towards the left side of her face while pushing my left index finger through. Then grabbing a hold of the top middle piece, and I'm going to pull that on the right side of her head to start intertwining my braid. And this is how you would start a large box braid. So as you see here, these are how my fingers are placed. I'm going to take my index finger on my right hand. I'm going to push it up underneath the nape of her hair, so that way all those hairs are in place. And then I'm going to take the top section again, and I'm going to roll that piece over towards the left side of her face, and then it will go up underneath my index and thumb finger to intertwine the braid. And as I'm braiding, I want to make sure that I'm tucking her natural hair, so that way it is not showing through the braid. So this is how you start a knotless braid. I hope that this was detailed for you guys. And also please note that I will show you guys this method again on my second braid. So let's continue watching. Okay, you guys, so look at that braid. You see how secure that is at her root? You see how nice and neatly I'm tucking these braids to make sure that her natural hair isn't showing. I'm rolling her natural hair up underneath the braid, and then I'm taking some of that expressions hair and I'm rolling it over her hair to help hide her natural hair. This is what you call a nice set of large box braids. So please remember that if your braid is not secure like this, that means that you are not braiding tightly enough. Not to the point where it's going to braid your client's brains out. I'm saying that you should feel in your fingers that you are braiding secure enough to where the braids will not slip. That is the difference. Okay, so remember that when you're wrapping your ends, you want to wrap and roll 3 times. So I wrap 3 times and then I knot it 3 times like so. So you want to continue to keep wrapping 3 times. So that way you can make sure that braid is nice and secure and it's not going to unravel. And then you can add your perm rod at the end and that will help. And also you guys, take a little bit of your braid gel, your edge wax, whatever you want to use, and rub that on that loose piece of hair. So that way when you wrap, you're not having a hard time with securing it. You guys, I'm a little bit more hard-headed when it comes to braiding. I don't clip hair out of my way. I don't do things that will help me not have to fight with the hair. So don't fight with the hair like I do, you guys. I'm kind of seasoned, so I fight with the hair. That's just what I do. But yeah, put a little bit of edge control gel because that'll help you roll it nice and neat. So for row 2, I am parting above her ear. I like to part above the ear. Why? Because once I'm done with all of my rows and all of my parting, the parts just even out nice and neatly and all of my rows are consistent. So parting above the ear allows me to be able to make sure that every single row, which we do have a total of 6 rows, are even. So this is how it looks. And guys, parting out the hair is so satisfying to me. I don't know what it is. It's just something about the clean parts and the neatness of how the braids are turning out and just parting the hair. I just love watching my videos and how I part out the hair. I'm obsessed with it. So don't forget that this entire video is a detailed video. So now let's focus on how to part out row 2. So now we have 4 rows completed total. So let's get started with row 5 and row 6. But before we can even get started with row 5 and 6, please understand that your middle part has to be perfect. The middle part is crucial. Okay, we do not play about our middle part. So I like to stand in front of my clients and look at them face to face and then start from their nose and work my way up when it comes to parting out my middle part. So of course I went ahead and completed row 5, and I wanted to just show you guys exactly how row 6 would look as far as in parting purposes. And then we will show you guys how we rolled the ends and dipped them. Please make sure that you mirror your parting. So don't get on row 6 and just do what you want. Your rows need to match. The parting needs to match exactly how you did on the opposite side. Now, when you're doing box braids, you guys, you want to make sure that you, or if you're doing a client, just if you're doing it yourself or your client, however this is going to go, right? Understand that when you're getting box braids, there is no such thing as styling them immediately. Knotless, yes. Box braids, no. You want to give yourself at least 2 weeks. Let them grow out from the root before you start styling. Why? Because box braids are braided at the root of the hair, and it can cause tension bumps later on if you decide to start styling immediately. So that's just my, little 2 cents here. So I did use some medium perm rods, and I rolled the hair around. So as I rolled the hair, I like to roll and twist to create this barrel look that you see here. So I did use an electric kettle to dip my client's braids. I added some cool water into the hot water so that way it was not too excruciating hot. And I would use a towel to help dry them. Now, I did not get too much of a detailed clip on this. It's just enough so you can get an idea of what I did before I completed the video. I did get a hand blow dryer, and I did blow dry them for about a good, I want to say 10 minutes, just to make sure that the curls were going to set properly. So that turned out really well too. And a few of my perm rods try to pop in the water, so that's why you want to add cool water, because they can pop in the water, and a few of them did, and I had to re-roll some of the curls just to make sure that they had that barrel look. When you guys are unraveling your perm rods out, take the hair and unravel it from the perm rod. Don't just take the perm rod off and slide the perm rod, because it's going to It's not going to ruin the curl, but you want to keep it in the direction that it's flowing in. So just make sure you do it that way. You take it in and you roll the braid out of the perm rod, and that's going to make it keep that barrel look. So I did use some Got2b gel for her edges, and then I like to oil sheen immediately once I do the edges, so that way it doesn't leave like a white residue. So that worked out perfectly. So I want to show you guys something. I'm going to get close up on this video. You see how you have so many straighter pieces at the ends of the curls once I'm holding them up? This is what I mean when I say go ahead and snip those straighter pieces at the end. You see that? That looks a mess. So go ahead and snip. And when you snip, snip in a downward position, not straight across. So take each one piece by piece and snip at an angle downwards. That way it keeps a nice look and it's not choppy. All right, so look how pretty they are. They're so cute. My client worked a graveyard shift. She worked at the hospital, so she came straight from work to get her hair done. And so she's pretty tired, but she has somewhere to go to Florida, so she came to get her braids done, and we want to do something quick, so we went with the larger braids, and they turned out nicely. This is a 1B 27, and the color just looks so good on her, and it complements her skin so well. So she was a trooper, and she allowed me to do this video on her again for the second time, so that way we can make up from the last video where you guys felt like it was not as detailed. So definitely leave me some more comments. Please let me know what you learned, what was helpful for you, because that kind of feedback really helps me know what to do in my videos moving forward. So please, please, please make sure you leave some feedback. And if you just like the hairstyle in general, let me know as well. We love it. It was quick. It was easy. It took us 2.5 hours to do this style, plus with recording. So now I'm taking the liberty to do a voiceover for you guys, and I chopped up the video to a very detailed tutorial. So I hope that my time and effort to give you guys this detailed video was helpful for you. And of course, as always, I will see you guys in my next video. And don't forget to click the links in the description box if you would like to book an appointment with me. And if you would also like to take a one-on-one braiding class, those are available as well on my website. You can visit me at www.irenesbraids.com to view my website. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.